Hello, I'm Logan Fahrlander. This is my audience. Have you ever had a warm feeling when you see a flag or you see a group of people that you know are closely resembled to you, especially under one nation? If you have, that could be a result of patriotism. Patriotism is one of those things that a person feels when a flag, or like I said, a group of people that have the same ideals or morals as you, that are citizens under one nation, makes you feel good or bad. Right now in the U.S., we are having a situation that there's decline in patriotism. According to the Gallup News, 40% of women younger than 30 would like to leave the U.S., according to 2019. This is just a statistic I pulled up to describe what patriotism relates to in the sense of today's society. Today, I will be explaining patriotism in three main ways. One of them will be what is patriotism really. The second one will be the history of patriotism, to get a better understanding for it. And then the third one will be the decline of patriotism in the U.S. today and why that's happening. For my first point, patriotism can be described in four main ways. These are the love for one's country, a personal identification for one's country, a concern for your country, and a willingness to sacrifice for your country. The first one is a love for one's country. Really, it could be a love in like when you see a flag or you see a military member and you just feel some sort of pride and comfort and happiness with your situation. A personal identification with your country could be, for example, if you see like the Dallas Cowboys, it's America's team and you like them because they're America's team. That could be a personal identification, and it just connects you to, and you're like, I like that, and boom. So it's just like that. Third one could be a concern for your country. In today's demographic or today's climate, especially with the presidential election going on, concern for one's country is much greater than it usually is, and you could be patriotic in the sense of, hey, I would like to vote this person in because I would like my country to be better, or I don't want to vote this person in because I don't want it to become worse than what it is, which is something that we see a lot, especially in this election. The fourth one is a willingness to sacrifice. The willingness to sacrifice for your country could be because you just have great pride and you want to keep your country the way it is, which kind of ties back to the concern for your country. And I got all these from Stanford's Encyclopedia of Philosophy. Our next point is the history. So patriotism comes from the Greek and Roman word patria, which means loyalty. Obviously, Greek and Romans, they fought for their country and just sacrificed their lives, and they did everything they could for the well-being for their country. Germany was like this, and then Poland, or especially in the early history, was ethnic, and it had a bunch of religions, so people felt comfortable with it, and they didn't want it to change, so they're like, let's support this one thing together. And in today society, we had obviously Nazi Germany, which had propaganda and things to skew people who use patriotism and their love for their country, and they use that against people. And I got that information from history.com. France, throughout years and wars, it grew with people's support of them, and it also just grew stronger and stronger up until after World War I, when everything went down with Germany. They kind of had a collapse. And obviously the USA has always been, I feel, and many other of the websites that I visited, like Britannica and the history website. Throughout the years, it has been very, very high up until these past couple of years, which brings me to my last topic. Why is the U.S. declining? To know why it's declining, you have to know the facts of how it's declining and how we know it's declining. For example, a poll from USA Today or the New York Times says 70% of people love it here, but 30% of people hate it, which is a huge amount less people love it here since the 2016 election. It went from about 90% of people love it here to 70%, which is just crazy and insane. And then I found out from Gallup News that the main problem is the sharply polarized political climate, as 32% of Americans say they're not proud of our politics today. And so it's insane that when you're not connected through politics, your patriotism levels fall, and that connection with your country falls. In all, patriotism is one of those things that either builds people together or tears them apart. Today, I described to you three main ways, which was what patriotism is, the history of it, and the decline in America today. Thank you for listening.